Hey everyone, it's your average car guy here, and today we're going to be looking at the worst cars I could find on Reddit. Anyways, let's get into the video. So first on our list, we have the worst Lamborghini, or even attempt at a Lamborghini replica I've seen in my life. What is this thing supposed to be? It looks like a whole new car. This car looks like my attempt at drawing a Lamborghini Huracan in elementary school. This car looks like it got stung by 50 bees and spat out by a dog. I don't know how a real life human being can make this. This thing looks like it came from the depths of hell, and the rear end is somehow worse than the front. Whoever made this car needs their search history checked immediately. The side of this car is built like it has scoliosis. The design of this car makes me think they couldn't decide between a Lamborghini and a DeLorean. Considering this thing's basically built for a scrapyard, I'm surprised they're even trying to sell it. But other than that, this thing ain't worth a rotten apple. Next on our list, we have this beautiful thing. This thing has the aerodynamics of my car in GTA whenever I drive on the side of a tunnel. This thing's so aerodynamic to the point of if you even graze a single child, they're coming out in 50 pieces. Let's just analyze this work of art real quick. It looks like he has a lot of custom pieces. You could tell he really thought out the aerodynamics of this. He has the side of a motorcycle, it looks like to me, which leads up to that, which I'm sure there's a hole right there. And then it goes through here. Therefore, make it have crazy downforce. NASA needs to hire this guy to build rocket ships. Now, I'm not going to say a lot about this one, but I'm just going to say I find it kind of funny that they decided to add exhaust tips on a Cybertruck. It also looks like he has piss stains on his truck. Like, look at the back. Next up on the list, we have a Toyota. And this thing's squatted, and I hate squatted cars. Why? Because they're a danger hazard. You can hardly see over the hood, and if a little child comes running by, they're squish, squash, and splat. If you gave me the option between riding a bicycle across the United States and riding this across the street to a grocery store, I'd pick the bicycle 9 times out of 10. And that's how much I hate squatted vehicles. Most of the time the people driving them don't even know what the squat was originally made for. And the fact that some people actually daily drive these actually makes me mad. Next on our list we have a Freedom Mobile. I'm not sure if I could show this on YouTube, but this thing's so patriotic that it has a pair like no other. This thing's so patriotic that the skeleton on the back turned black. Now I don't know who drive this, but you just know they're a true patriotic man beyond your imagination. This guy's more patriotic than George Washington himself. You see the man on his truck bed? That man wishes to be the driver of this truck. The government doesn't even tax this man. He taxes the government. When the United States finds oil, they call him. This man ain't the president. He's above the president. Nah, but for real, this thing's pretty ugly. Next up on our list, we have a Nissan Altima. This thing looks like something straight out of my fever dream. I love how they had the audacity to put a checkered flag design right there like they've ever brought this thing to a racetrack. The closest thing to a racetrack this thing even has potential being in is a derby. The fitment is honestly terrible on this thing. I don't know about you, but that literally looks like it's made out of cardboard. This is what happens when you give a high schooler the keys to your vehicle for 1 week. I'm also 90% sure that's a fake hood scoop. I wouldn't be surprised. I also like how bad they did on the flame stickers. They didn't even take time to line it up properly. It literally cuts off right there. As you can see, the car's literally crying. And honestly, I would too if I looked like that. I love how the only color that's not black or white is this, and it's literally like doesn't even go with the car. I can't believe that a real human being put this much money into cosmetics for a hideous dumpster fire. I also don't know if I'm seeing things, but Buddy literally put a skull sticker on his gas cap. They should honestly replace the death sentence with being sentenced to drive this thing. I also love how terribly they did with the black roof. There's literally a white line right there and it cuts off and doesn't even look good. Yeah, the next car on the list is a Toyota Corolla. And this is obviously not a Toyota Corolla. This is a Nissan Skyline. I don't know what you're talking about, man. This thing ain't from the Fast and Furious. It's from the Slow and Ferocious. At first, I wasn't even gonna make fun of this car, but then I saw this fender vent. I also love how they put a rear wing on a front wheel drive car. That's just like peak performance right there. Alright, so our next car on the list has a very interesting color choice for a very interesting set of wheels. This thing is about as hideous as it gets. The lens they took this picture with is about as clean as this car. This car is about as clean as P. Diddy's charges. And honestly, I feel bad for both the car and the owner. The car didn't deserve this at all. This is a fate worse than death. Next up on the list, we have a Honda Civic, and this thing might be the ugliest thing we've seen today. All the way from the exhaust all the way to the wing, this thing's hideous. I wonder how far you can open the trunk before the wing hits the window. Buddy literally used Crayola for his wheels. Also didn't notice it at first, but he also has more right here, which is actually kind of sad. It actually makes me mad when I see people that have this TikTok style tow hitch on the front. It's actually so ugly, and this on this car doesn't even go with anything. If you ask me what the inspiration from these cosmetic modifications on this car, I would have no idea. I've said it once and I'll say it again. I do not know how a real human being can make this thing and park it in a public parking lot. Next up on our list, we have another Honda Civic. What a surprise. Out of all the pros and cons of owning a car like this, there's only one pro, and it's that the car's so ugly that no one will steal it. I'm like 90% sure that's a fake hood scoop, and those hood vents are also fake. And I'm also 90% sure that that toe strap has also never been used once in its life. I don't know if my eyes are deceiving me, but it literally looks like they put a hood vent on top of their car. Never in my life did I think I'd see an emo car. Just when I thought it was as worse as it gets, I saw these claw marks on the light. I guess I should have saw it earlier considering the title, but I didn't even read that. Anyways, this is the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you haven't already subscribed, as my goal is to hit 10,000 subscribers by the end of next year. Anyways, bye guys.